Reviews, the biggest news, the what's new, and the who's who. Welcome to the Daily Gamer Podcast with Joe Mango and James.
Welcome to the Daily Gamer Podcast number 6. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
6 already. It's pretty cool. I'm really enjoying it though. James, you enjoying yourself?
I'm loving it.
It is pretty fun. Just coming down, hanging out with you every week. I'll get sick of you eventually.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, on the Daily Gamer Podcast, we talk about some gaming news. We talk about, I do a top 5 every week. James gives us his
some new releases
and some very bad tech news usually.
Yeah.
You're not very clued up on that.
No.
But someone who is very clued up on it, our guest this week is Kevin, aka Nox Voyager. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, very excited. He is like the tech guy from what I've heard. And I have heard quite a lot about you.
I didn't know my reputation precedes me.
A lot of good things. Mainly from Faris, who is another gamer here in the UAE. He's not really one to be trusted though. So I guess we'll find out how cool of a guy you are today on the podcast. We do a topic every single week. And the topic this week, because you're a bit of a tech guy, I wanted to go into mobile phone gaming. So I thought we could talk about games that we've just played on our mobile phones and enjoyed. All right, nothing like too specific, just mobile phone games in general, stuff that we've got a bit addicted to, stuff that we might, play on the toilet.
Absolutely.
Your poop games. I'm just going to say it, your poop games that you sit and play on the toilet.
So, funny enough, I actually got into Fortnite on mobile phones.
No way.
Yeah. It's such a funny story, right? Because the amount of grief Fortnite gets, people tend to forget like these are what kids play, and that's why mobile gamers are not gamers in that sort of brand. This kind of thing kind of comes from people who are on I like how console and PC gamers are both commonly united on this one thing. Yeah, we don't like mobile gamers, they're not the same thing. They are the biggest gaming audience that we have in the world right now. Every single let's go and look at the metro here in the UAE. Everyone's on their phones.
It's true.
Sure, some of them are messaging their loved ones. Others are actually playing Mobile Legends.
Yeah, and it's not like you can... The lights just went off. That was really strange. Someone's turned the lights off.
I like how when we say people are texting on the metro and then the lights go off.
The lights go off. I was slightly scared for a second.
That was really creepy.
We're good. The lights are still on. We're okay.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, it's not like at work, right? You can just jump on League of Legends, but if you're on your phone playing the League of Legends mobile,
it's so much more accessible.
No one will know.
Games are far quicker. They're much more fast paced, and I like the fact that you can actually enjoy playing these sort of things and not have that same drive to okay, I can pick this up anytime.
Yeah.
It's one of those. Obviously there are other games which are for more competitive people, and they actually have tournaments like Wild Rift, for example.
Yeah. Obviously, PUBG Mobile is
PUBG
huge
Mobile
for the esports world.
Call of Duty Mobile surprised me. I'm so surprised with how well optimized that game was, to the point that I've started seeing people who really wanted to win in that game because, fun story, if you have the Android version, you can actually play an Android PC version of the same game. So you can technically own the mobile phone players if you play it on the PC.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, right? But at the same time, I like the fact that mobile gaming actually has opened this world to everyone.
Yeah.
So that people get it. People get it now, and it's actually breaking a lot of stereotypes as well because it's a fun activity to have. I mean, again, managed properly. Obviously managed and nothing's too excessive, right?
Yeah.
But for me, Fortnite was that gateway to competitive mobile gaming because one, it came with the Samsung phone.
When
Samsung launched their Notes way back, Fortnite was also you get a special skin on it.
Yeah, I do remember the skin.
It was one of those galactic skins as well because Samsung Galaxy. And I started getting into it, and it didn't stop because it's so much fun. Especially no build. Fortnite no build is such a fun.
It's
mode.
A lot more fun, isn't it?
It is it's also.
I'm glad they've got rid of that in a way because I found that really complicated, and I'm that's too much for my brain.
The building is still there.
It is,
but they also have a no build mode as well.
Yeah,
which is what everyone. A lot of adults are playing now. Yeah, because especially when you play against kids and they're desperately trying to go for cover. Yeah, and go no, this is...
It's like classic deathmatch,
This is proper battle royale. Yeah. Halo style battle royale.
Well, I've just got Jake Gray, who does the Drive Time show here, 4 till 8. He'll be on a little bit, every single week, Monday to Friday on Beat FM. Basically, he's not a big gamer, But I recently said, let's play some Fortnite. He got into it. He hasn't done one single build, map or whatever. He's just doing the no build and he's loving it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, we've got Jake into gaming. It's great.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it starts there, right? And then they're like, okay, maybe we can go to console. Maybe we can get a PC or a laptop. And then that's how, this is what we were in the 90s or 80s, when people had like this one small, tiny little handheld console with Tetris.
Yeah.
And then it just went from there. We had Snake, Bounce, Space Impact on our Nokia mobiles.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider. And remember the Nokia Engage?
No.
Yeah,
The Nokia Engage was like this horizontal phone. Like Nokia made cool phones back in the day.
Yeah.
And it had Tomb Raider on the mobile.
No way.
The original Tomb Raider game, I remember this. And
I don't remember that.
It could play ROM-based games.
Wow.
And then I think someone then found a way to emulate, and this is my first actual mainstream mobile game, and I can't even say this properly because it's those emulated games. It was Pokemon Yellow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Someone emulated Pokemon Yellow and they put it on the App Store and they then basically said, you can play whatever.
There it is, Joe.
There you go. So that's what it looked like.
No way.
It was a gamer phone. It was a true gamer phone. It was the first time that Nokia pulled off.
It was tiny as well.
Mate, where did Nokia go? They were so, above everyone else at the time.
They were ahead of their time. And then they got acquired by Windows and then Windows sold them out. So I think that they unfortunately were one of the few companies back when Microsoft had the touch of death. Yeah. Like the Xbox ring of death. And Nokia was just unfortunately one of those companies that fell into it.
Oh dear. So you were saying about obviously Fortnite and Call of Duty and stuff. Apex Legends, we were talking about that last week, about how that's come to the mobile. I did a top 5 on mobile games a couple of weeks ago now, and I think I put that one at number 1, actually. Yeah. Because I thought they've done a fantastic job of going from console to mobile. Yep. It's still a very seamless game. It's still a lot of fun. Obviously, it's not as big maps and as big lobbies, but it's still, like, they've done a fantastic job.
They know their audience. That's the thing. Like, Respawn can't... That's the one thing. I mean, we can say a lot of things about EA. Yeah. But Respawn, they've done some quality games and they've done some quality ports of games. And Apex is right now EA's biggest cash cow, whatever said and done.
And also, you were saying, going from mobile to console or PC. Yeah, it's a great way with Apex Legends.
Absolutely. Like, say, for example, like someone plays Apex Legends mobile and they want to play way more, pull off more 6 stunts. Yeah. Keyboard, mouse, or controller, and then they get the big screen experience there.
Yeah.
That's generally the selling point, if anything.
No, for sure. And I guess the younger generation, they're all playing on iPads and phones, all these games. So that is, you're right. I honestly never even thought about it that way. Yep. But these developers need to be putting things on iPads and phones to be able to get these kids, when they get a little bit older, into the consoles and PCs. Yeah.
And everyone has a piece of technology with them.
Speaking of kids, funny enough, when everyone talks about which game is making the most money in mobile right now, you'd probably think it'll be a AAA title and stuff like that, but no, it's none of those titles. It's Roblox.
I was gonna say, is it Roblox? Yeah,
Roblox. My goodness, you can actually see it on the stores here. That's the influence it's reached, where you can go to storefronts, you can buy these Roblox boxes or bucks. I think Robux is the currency that they use. Yeah, and they have a weird model, which while I don't approve, it's not very monetary friendly. Kids love it because what it's actually doing, it's a two-way streak depending on how you look at it. One, the developers of Roblox are allowing kids to build their own games and monetize them. Yeah. And then they buy stuff from the store. The problem with that is, while that's great, you're getting kids to develop their own things, you're also exploiting them in a bit. So it's a bit of both. So what comes down to it is parents need to educate their kids on these sort of things. For the longest time, I think Roblox over here was not received very well by most families, saying, no, it's not a problem. Yeah. But all the kids still wanted to do it because their favorite YouTuber was making content on it.
Just going back a little bit, you said the parents need to educate the kids. I think the parents need to educate themselves first about what the kids are playing, so they can educate the kids. Because a lot of the times they chuck them the iPad and they go, here you go. Yeah, they could be playing anything.
There's no moderation, and I'll give you a very good example. Like me being South Asian, we fit the stereotype. Like we have to get good grades, we have to do stuff like this. I found myself in the industry of video games because I'm a gamer myself. Yeah. Right? But imagine telling that to your parents, especially for kids who are listening in, and they're like, "Hey, I want to be a professional gamer."
Yeah.
They're going to throw you with a textbook, and they're like, "No, you finish this, you finish it, whatever it is you have to finish, and do not bring up this topic again."
Yeah.
What they don't realize is that kids nowadays who are on YouTube careers, like look at Dream.
Yeah.
Dream started 10 years ago as a kid making content on YouTube.
Yeah.
He revealed his face. Something as simple as that gets 13 million hits on YouTube.
Yeah. We talked about it last week, actually.
Right.
Yeah. It was 1.5 million live at the time, right?
Yeah, just to see how he looked.
Yeah.
Right? And that's
bit dorky looking.
Yeah, I mean...
That's to be expected, right?
To be expected. Like
He's never been outside, has he?
Yes, they're quite pale.
No tan at all.
Yeah. And the premise of all of that being that made international news.
Yeah.
Minecraft's biggest YouTuber reveals his face.
Yeah.
So this is what kids need to understand now, that they are now in this new world where they can make content about themselves. If they are funny enough, they can make actual careers out of it.
Yeah.
And it all starts with mobile gaming, actually, because that's the first thing they are on their device. When they grow up here, you're not going to buy a high-end PC for your kid. You're going to give them a mobile phone or an iPad, like you said. And that's where it begins, which is why it's so important that with the whole advent of like playing our favorite games is also that parents, like at least like people who are in our age group now who are starting to become parents.
Yeah.
And they obviously will have to educate themselves to the point that, okay, I'm a gamer. I know what I messed up in when I was playing 8 hours of World of Warcraft every day.
That was me as well, by the way. Yeah.
So
Oopsie.
I'm sure we'll get better. But the fact that most cultures now need to know that they can't block their kids from gaming. You can't block them from, you can't disconnect the wire of the internet. So that's why, like, for me, whenever anyone talks about how mobile gaming is a very dangerous part, I will obviously disagree with it. No, like, terrible parenting is a very dangerous thing. But for me, like, not just Roblox, like, look at the games that we played when we were having phones that ran Android and iOS the first time.
iCopter.
You had iCopter, yeah.
Oh, I love that game. Even though it was literally, it's basically Flappy Bird if you never played iCopter.
Yeah.
But you're a helicopter kind of instead of a bird. But it was fantastic game. You just had to, weave in and out of the
there you go.
little things with little green rocks and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But that game was sensational. I put hours into that, and then you get the high score. You're like, I get a higher
Yeah.
score. Amazing.
I mean, everyone knows, like, similar generation. I started off with Ericsson phones, Nokia phones.
Yeah.
Snake, obviously.
Yeah.
Just the dot matrix display.
Yeah.
And a little line across
Yeah,
the
yeah.
screen.
It's funny you mentioned Sony Ericsson because I was one of the few people who had a Sony Ericsson phone.
Oh, I
as
had
well.
the Ericssons when they were just Ericsson.
Yeah, so when Sony Ericsson took over, they actually ported Worms 3D.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Worms 3D was
On
on the phone for the first time.
I love that game.
Because they had a color, when color screens started coming out
Yeah.
for phones, then it was like, ooh, there's an opportunity for some gaming there. And that was crazy.
Yeah. No, amazing. I mean, let's just talk other games that we could have played.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I loved Brick Breaker on my BlackBerry because it was only on it was like the only thing
on BlackBerry. Yes, I remember this.
And I sunk so many hours into that, especially like whilst in class and stuff at school, just be playing Brick Breaker. Because once you do the whole thing, like all the levels, it starts again. But you keep the same score and you just keep going. And I had so many lives built up that I just couldn't die. And I had like the highest score out of anyone. And that for me, I was like, I'm a pro now, a pro gamer basically. But yeah, that was a good one.
Did you ever finish Angry Birds though?
Ooh, did it have an end point?
It did have an end point. I remember this. I never reached it, but I do know
end game.
there was like a final level where I think. The thing is, the problem is they kept updating the game and they added more levels in and more birds in.
Yeah.
Right now, they have something called Angry Birds Racing. They have a racing game.
Really?
Of course.
It's hilarious.
I mean, look,
You gotta milk it.
They have a movie now, so that's also nice for them. I mean,
yeah, I gotta be honest, I like that movie.
yeah.
Haven't they got two now? Or they just have the one?
No, I haven't seen. I don't know if it's a TV series. I'm not quite sure.
I have seen the movie. That came out quite a while
but
ago.
Angry Birds at the time took it took the world by storm. Literally, like. And it was the same premise, like Crash the Castle kind of mechanics. And Crash the Castle was an age-old Flash game, which was essentially like Break the Castle, but this time make it about green pigs and angry birds as well.
I mean, they did fantastic, though, didn't they? They must have made a lot of money.
There are 2 movies. Yeah.
There are 2 movies.
There are 2 movies. Yeah, there you go.
I know. I do like children's movies. I gotta be honest. But yeah, I had another thought when you said Angry Birds. I was trying to think of one of the other ones that I played, and I completely forgot now. But Doodle Jump.
Doodle Jump was good.
Yeah,
Doodle Jump was also
and then
fun.
obviously Candy Crush.
Candy Crush is still going on, and I think that's because due to the power of many of the Indian aunties who are continuously playing that game.
Really? Well, that game doesn't have an end, does it?
It doesn't.
It just keeps going.
So, funny enough, like I was on like a long haul flight, and I'm like, I need to do something, and I don't have Wi-Fi, and I need to do like, I don't want to like pay for Candy Crush. So, a lot of people do this. They actually in Android, you can actually get like modified game files.
Yeah.
Which means you can circumvent many of the payment walls in that these game pushes you towards, right? So technically, you could like one click finish all the levels of Candy Crush. And me being me, like for experimental purposes, I wanted to see how far I could take it.
Oh God.
5,000 levels in. I was a very long flight, I might add.
5,000.
5,000 levels later. Apparently the game updated and another 5,000 got added.
Oh my goodness.
It never ends.
Wow. I wonder if they've just got like a thing that just automatically generates them now.
There must be an algorithm.
I'm pretty sure there's like some AI algorithm
Yeah.
There are different versions of Candy Crush games now. There's Candy Crush Saga, there's Candy Crush Soda, which is like a different version of the game.
And then there's the clones as well, which have like different...
the clones as well.
Yeah.
The clones are the most hilarious ones because I'm pretty sure you must have encountered these ads where they show these characters doing puzzles and they're playing them wrong.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's so annoying.
It's you know what? It's good marketing though, because every time
it absolutely pisses you off.
Yeah.
For that main purpose, like it's so annoying to the point that it's a simple thing, like, and then
Just let me do it.
yeah, but that's how it is, right? And I've noticed that the one thing that has put me off mobile games is these aggressive ads.
Yeah. I tell you what. Speaking of ads, James got me into a game.
Yeah.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Is it sponsored?
No.
Oh my God. Came up all the time.
I was being tongue in cheek.
No. They do have a lot of. I do watch a lot of YouTube videos. It's like, this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. It does happen a lot. But no, the reason I bring it up is because James was like, oh, you gotta play this game, Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah. Annoyingly, I'll get into that in a minute. He did get me very addicted. Yeah. But they actually had some really cool ads. They had like one of the skeleton characters. Yeah. He goes into a room, lies down on a bed, and it's like a therapist, and he's like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore, and then the player kind of grabs him back, going, no, come back and fight, kind of thing. And I thought that was actually a little bit different.
Whatever.
And I like that.
I know the Raid Shadow Legends gets memed a lot because like it's like every YouTuber, big and small, are doing promoting them. Yeah, it's especially hilarious when I was watching a cooking channel the other day, and then he was talking about like slicing meat. Speaking of slicing, we have sponsor Raid Shadow.
When they do their own ads.
They have become the new. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition kind of joke.
It is true. I will be watching a video.
Credit
that has
to them.
Nothing to do with it.
The game's good. It's not like the game's terrible or anything. They actually have a decent mechanic behind it.
I genuinely watched a video today of a League of Legends YouTuber that I watch, Xerath. And he literally started his video, and I've never seen him do an ad before. 30 seconds in, he's like, by the way, Raid Shadow Legends. And I was like, what? Never seen an ad before. And it was that game. Yeah.
So, no, but to be fair, like with the aggressive marketing tactics, I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people playing it right now. More so that I think this is more of a... See, what the company is doing right for Raid, I don't have the developer's name at the top of my head at the moment, but they're making this a very community-oriented game. So, in a way of talking to their favorite YouTubers, they're creating communities around the personality. Yeah. So that way, I like studios who do that a lot. Especially for mobile games, that's the only way you can get ahead. Yeah. Because a lot of them find that...
Plarium.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them generally would not want to spend a lot of money from the get-go. Obviously, these are freemium games. Yeah. Right? Where you get hooked and then obviously you pay more money, like pretty much in that sense. All in all, I feel like...
James did that to me.
There you go.
He got me addicted to the game.
Wait, did you give him like a referral code or something?
No, apparently I owe him money because he ended up spending money on it.
Okay, don't tell my wife. But I was playing Raid Shadow Legends so much, and I actually was DJing this brunch at a time, and like I gotta be honest, no one was really coming to the brunch. So I was just playing like really long songs, like house songs, like 7-8 minute songs. And I'll just be there grinding Raid Shadow Legends. And then eventually, you know, they have those double events where you can get double the chance to get the best characters. I probably spent a couple hundred dirhams at least, maybe more. And then I didn't get anything from it, like no good characters. So I deleted the game at that point.
Out of spite.
I was like, I've spent too much money on this game for you to not give me any good characters, so I deleted the game.
I actually have to ask though, because I ask a lot of my friends the same thing as well. How much have you spent in a mobile game, though? Which is the most? Okay, no, you don't have to tell me the amount. What's the most you've spent?
That honestly was probably the only game that I probably spent money on, and in total,
I've not spent a penny.
Really?
Mobile games, nothing.
Okay, but that's what I mean. That's the only game. That's why I can never play it again, because that was the only game that I was like, I'll spend a little bit of money. 20 dirhams. Oh, another 50 dirhams. Yeah. And then the one when it was the double event, I bought the Sacred Pack, which was like 100 dirhams. I bought 2 of them. And then I got nothing from it, so I deleted the game.
Wait, hang on. Like, wouldn't that be more of like you should actually like invest in your purchase kind of a situation?
No, because I just knew it was gonna get worse if I carried on playing.
Is it one of those addictive things? Like you want to see like get the thing?
Yeah, it's like gambling, isn't it? You gamble for
yeah. So you basically open all the shards, right? And you get a percentage to open a character. Yeah, so they give you shards if you buy all the shards, right? And then when you open the really good shards, there's like a percentage, like a 4% chance of getting the best characters. But in the double event, it gives you an 8% chance to open the characters. So I saved up loads of them. I had like 20 of these sacred shards that cost loads of money and took ages to get and grind. And then I opened all of them and got like all the worst characters, like just nothing good from it. So that's why I stopped playing. And that's why I'll never play it again. But anyway, I think we're pretty much good there on the the mobile games.
I like how we ended on the fact where mobile gaming is now.
Yeah, that's true. That is very accurate. But yeah, all right. So that is just a bit of a chatter about mobile games, stuff that we've played and stuff that we've lost all our money on. But yeah. If you've got any mobile games that you like and been checking out and spent loads of money on, let us know. You can get in contact with us through our socials, Daily Gamer Official, or check out our website, daily-gamer.net. So why don't you just tell us who you are and what you do?
So, wow, that's a very loaded question. So, I'm a gamer, streamer, and a journalist covering tech and gaming in the Middle East.
I love it. That is cool. Is it fun being a journalist?
In the tech world, yeah.
Yeah.
Humble brag, it's nice to get to see things before anyone else gets to see them. I feel like that's like one of the most enjoyable parts of it.
Yeah. So you're one of those really good journalists where people send you stuff before it even comes out or gets announced.
And the scary part is you have to be on time with these things. You can't release them too early. So it's also a scary part of the job as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you have to like keep it a secret.
Yeah,
you've got this new
you're
product.
itching to tell your friend about this new cool thing in this new game that you want to tell people about, but you just can't. You have to wait.
Like it's
one of those things, right? It's like embargoes and NDAs and all that.
Do you get to keep all the stuff they give you?
Not all of them. Unfortunately.
What's the coolest thing?
I wish I could have kept an 85-inch TV.
They didn't give you that.
No, I mean the TV is worth 17,000 dirhams.
Okay.
I mean,
I can understand.
Understandable.
What is the coolest thing you've ever been given and you've able to keep?
Okay, so this was a very long time ago, and Acer obviously wanted to promote the new Triton line of laptops.
Okay.
And then they gave it, and we did like a video around it, and I really enjoyed the laptop, and I said, hey, I would highly recommend it. And at the time, what I did not realize was they actually gave most of specific people laptops that were catered around them.
Okay.
And then they told me, hey, by the way, that laptop is personalized for you. So we really can't take that back for anymore. So that's for you now.
No way.
And it was such a very, very cool feeling to have a gaming laptop. And I was reviewing it with the intention of obviously giving it back. And we declare usually when we get to keep things. But the reason why I love this laptop so much, it was the first 980 laptop in the market that I had in my hands. And the fact that also it was one of the last few laptops. Remember when laptops had disk drives?
Yeah.
Yep.
So this laptop, the cool thing about this back then was you could slot it between a drive and a cooling unit. It had its own cooling unit, so the laptop never heated up that much. So that was one of the best things I got.
That's modular. Yeah.
That is pretty cool. I mean, obviously, I've worked on the radio for quite a while. I did get a pair of shoes once from Adidas.
Wow.
I was pretty happy with that. But I think your laptop kind of trumps that.
To be fair, I would. You know why? I would actually like shoes. To be fair, I have size 50 feet.
Size 50?
Yeah, that's US 13, I believe.
What?
So to find
I think
shoes,
mine are 41.
to find shoes here, not easy for me.
That's true. Okay,
Yeah.
so a nice pair of free
Adidas
shoes
would
that
have
were
come in handy.
size
Yeah.
50.
There you
Nice.
go. I got a question for you, Kevin.
Sure.
What's been the most exciting piece of news or journalism that you've covered?
Believe it or not, I think the Apple Store launching in the first Apple Store launching in Dubai was like the
that's
highlight
pretty
of it,
big.
because
That's cool.
the amount of secrecy and the amount of paperwork, first of all, blew me away, and the second of all was they actually, so when they do like when Apple does a media event, they make sure to like
Of course.
put on a show.
Yeah.
And the energy when the person who went and bought the first person in the UAE purchased an iPhone, they will cheer him on like he's a rock star, and they will be like, you purchased your first device, like this is your first iPhone.
Yeah.
You're the first one in the country. And these people wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and queue up at the mall at 5 a.m.
I was going to say, were they not like camping from overnight?
There were people camping home
Wow.
overnight in the basement. They were waiting to like, and the stores know this, and like everyone's in the loop, and we come in at 8 o'clock in the morning, and journalists are taken to another direction. We get to see the store before everybody else.
Ah, nice.
We get to see the devices before everybody else, and then we see from their vantage point.
Yeah.
So when they started like putting us all in, then they said they tell the media to go in the line as well.
Yeah.
So that you can also like take a video of you going through that line.
Like the experience.
And the tunnel of the Genius Store employees just clapping and cheering you on.
That's cool.
And high-fiving you. Like that energy was infectious.
Yeah.
And I'm not even I'm an Android user all the way.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
But to see that event and to see the way they put on a show over here, fantastic. I think that was the best experience I've
Wow.
had.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. What was the second most then? Go on.
The second
I'm excited
most,
now.
Okay.
Apple second store.
Yeah.
the second one was a gaming event actually.
Okay.
Undoubtedly, when we were taken again, this is 6 years ago. This new game from Blizzard just came out, and it was called Overwatch.
Yeah.
And again, like we only heard whispers of it, and, and then suddenly you get an email from Blizzard saying, hey, by the way, you're invited for this thing.
Wow, that's cool.
And then Warehouse 4 here, which is Warehouse in Al Quoz, which has a lot of the gaming events. And then we come there, and then they tell us, hey, by the way, you're the first ones in the world to get to see this.
Wow.
In the world.
That is
and
cool.
I'm like, that scale of how far you come in as a career, when you're literally one of the first to experience a piece of media, is something else.
That is cool.
And that then becomes the norm. And when you start telling people about this, they become obviously envious, and they're like, you have no idea how we're jealous of you. You get to see things before anybody else and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's a job, you know?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. You educate people on whether or not they should spend their money on something or the other.
Cool. Couple of quick fire questions for you.
Yes.
Who have you written for?
Golf News, College Times, IGN, PC Magazine, and a few tech portals here in the Middle East.
Very cool. Favorite game ever?
Skyrim.
Ooh. Favorite game that you're looking forward to that's coming out?
Starfield.
Ooh.
Hey,
I'm an
ooh.
RPG guy through and through.
All right. I like it.
He's a Bethesda guy.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin. So you are obviously the big man with all the tech. New graphics cards. What can you tell us? They look pretty insane. They look
huge.
They look enormous as well. But I'm also quite excited to hear about them.
So, as you know, NVIDIA launched a new line of the RTX line, which is the 40 series cards.
Yes.
First of all, what I can safely say with complete certainty is they don't fit your PC anymore.
I was gonna say, have you seen them physically?
I haven't.
No.
I will be seeing them very, very soon.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much. But the RTX 4090 is as big in terms of height as an Xbox Series S.
Are you joking?
No.
I've seen them, and they do look giant. But so everyone needs a new PC case, basically.
Not just a PC case. You need a new power supply as well, because these are 1,000-watt cards.
Yeah, there's like 4 cables coming out of them just for the power, right? Yeah.
So fun story today. This broke out like literally like while I was coming here on the way to like talk to you guys. The RTX 4090 Ti is in testing because they have the Ti version of cards, which is like the more powerful edition, and apparently that's so powerful to the fact that they're melting themselves from the heat alone of how much power it's generating. So PC gaming is now going to get it's in a very weird spot because with the whole cryptocurrency mining thing.
Yeah.
A PC was more expensive than a Mac at one point, which is kind of insane. Because generally people were like, let's buy a PC at half the cost, and then you get a good editing video production machine.
Yeah.
But then Apple worked out to be cheaper, which is kind of scary times we live in.
Yeah, it's insane.
Until obviously cryptocurrency wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
For now, mining specifically.
Yeah.
Let me choose my words carefully.
Just to give a bit of history, the price of Bitcoin and all that went so low that people mining were spending more on power to power the graphics cards than they were actually getting in profit from mining Bitcoin.
Yeah. So much so that you could find used graphic cards on the market right now.
Yeah. So one company actually, they had they decided to basically go, all right, we're not making enough money.
EVGA. Yeah. That was EVGA basically.
They sold like $40 million worth of graphics cards.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And it's 60% of their business. Which to say that they're making such a decision to leave the market.
Yeah.
They are pretty much adamant to say that we don't want to work with NVIDIA. Now, politics aside, the fact, let's talk about what's the benefit of doing this, right? They have a technology called DLSS 3.0, which is an AI-based program which allows you to get higher frames without sacrificing.
Which makes Cyberpunk look insanely good.
Cyberpunk looks like butter. Honestly, like 4K 120 hertz.
I want to watch it. I've only been playing Cyberpunk on my PlayStation 4. I started out on PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
I feel really sad doing
so
it. It's still glitching, by the way, in PlayStation 4. They haven't fixed it.
No, and they're announcing a new Cyberpunk game as well, which is insane. But NVIDIA, so here's the thing. Here's where I stand on it, right? NVIDIA saw themselves in a position where they're going to make a gaming card, but they thought they could bet on crypto. But obviously it did not work out. So now they have an issue where they have to get rid of the 30 series cards, which are flooded the market right now, and sell the 40 series cards. And therein lies the problem because they've priced them so high.
Yeah.
They are very expensive. I don't know UAE pricing just yet because they just launched today in like most retail stores. And here's the thing though, right? It is the Lamborghini of graphics. You don't need to spend so much money on you can get a decent one with a 3080 or 3070.
You just got a 3080, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
How much did you pay for it?
About 3K.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. For 3080.
But a 4090 is easily going to be 7-8. You see? So the idea is that if price is not your problem, if money is not a problem anymore, not even a consideration, get it. Because, and also get a very powerful, big case.
Well, I'm sorry, but here's my thing, right? So you said you're obviously going to need to get a bigger case.
Yes.
You're going to need to get a bigger power supply. But surely most people going to need to get new RAM to be able to keep up with.
Will it affect the design of the motherboard?
The graphics card. The CPU might even be to be upgraded. You're going to need to rebuild your whole PC, basically, if you want to buy this new.
That's the thing, though, right? And that's the problem. Because these cards are massive chonkers, right? And they're like massive bricks you're putting into your system. And again, one tiny thing where if the heat dissipation is wrong, you're going to mess up. You're going to lose your entire PC as a result, right? So my advice is for people who have 30 series cards, be happy with them. You're good for another 3-4 years at least.
Yeah, hopefully.
If you want to upgrade, great. But then at the end of the day, make sure that the thing can fit your computer, first of all.
Yeah.
That's my take on it. But in terms of performance, my goodness, mind-blowing benchmarks.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about gaming for at least another 6-7 years.
I mean, they said 3 times as powerful, right, as the one up or the one below.
Yeah.
Which is pretty insane. But all I want to do is wait a little bit, and then I'm just going to try and buy like a 3080 for like cheaper, because I assume the prices are going to keep going down for those.
That is totally acceptable, because a 3080 is still a great card.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest gamers in the world with the best rigs, they're going like, what, 3090 or 3090 Ti or something, right?
Yeah, not even. Look at Steam. Steam actually has like a survey. You can actually look this up. It's public information. When they say how many people, what are the majority of people using their cards? 1650.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that.
People tend to realize that people around the world don't have great power systems to power their PCs.
I'm on a 1070 Ti.
Which is also, like I said, a decent card.
But if you want, it's still going strong.
Yeah, if you want an RTX card, a 3070 is good enough as well. Yeah. And even a the fact you're getting a 3080, even better.
I'm going to steal James's 3080.
No.
Have you told your wife how much that cost?
Maybe that's a secret. She's going to listen to this and find out how much I spent on it.
Yeah, we don't tell our partners how much we spent on our PCs, no.
I mean, James actually built my PC for me. What was it now, like 4 or 5 years ago?
I did.
Yeah.
So I do need an upgrade. And that was kind of like, not budget. I think I spent about 6,000 dirhams on it in total.
This was 2000?
2,000? What do you mean?
The days when
Sorry,
computers cost.
2020. Wow.
No, it was longer. I think it was like 2018 actually.
2018,
It was like at least, I think it was like 4 years ago.
I remember the
Not
days
the
when
year
computers
2000.
costed 6,000 dirhams. That was fun.
Yeah.
Good
No,
days.
exactly. But now I really need to upgrade. But
Yeah.
I did put all the components in with like a 3080 and a Ryzen, one of the new Ryzen ones, and it was getting to like 8,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
And that's a good price if you get it at that.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
'Cause
Like,
you might
it'd be amazing.
You might be spending upwards of 10 to 11
Yeah.
sometimes.
But what I mean is 8,000 is more than my wife would let me spend.
I mean,
Yeah.
what they don't know won't hurt them.
That's true. I just if I just replace it without her knowing, she might not even notice I've got a new PC.
Yeah, unless
She doesn't pay that much attention
unless
to
of
me.
course you want to go on a holiday and then you say like, we can save up for next year.
Ooh, I had to repair the car. The engine fell out. Had to get a new one of them. Oh dear. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for the roundup of that.
Appreciate it.
Is there anything new, like in tech, that we can, you have that you're excited about? Is there something coming?
Yeah, so I can actually talk about this because the embargo is just lifted, so can easy talk about it.
Nice.
Steel Series has a new headphone, the Nova Arctis Pro, and I don't say this lightly. It is by far one of the best gaming headsets I've used. Period. And the only other headphone, like I review a lot of headphones and they're all good, but like there are those which I actually switch for my daily use. The previous one was the Astro A40 headphones, which will have like these really nice cushion ones.
Yeah.
And they're modular as well, so you can like swap out if they get damaged.
Yeah.
And they're wireless and stuff. The Steel Series has a similar functionality, but what they do have is that you can connect it to a second computer.
Okay.
Or a console as well.
Okay.
So you can get 2 audio inputs
That's quite cool.
on that small little DAC that they have.
Yeah.
So, and then I wore it, and then obviously the amp is also there, and the noise cancelling is phenomenal.
Wow.
Like the other one that comes close to that is the Sony's, which the Sony new headphones that have come out as well.
Yeah.
The gaming ones, and even those, they are also good. But the Steel Series for me gets the edge mainly on price.
How much are we talking?
$899.
899 dirhams.
Yes.
Wow, that's
all
actually
right.
pretty decent.
So this is a top line.
Yeah.
This is a top end.
Yeah.
This is a streamer headphone.
I think.
Sure.
I'm wearing V-Moda headphones. I
Yeah.
think they cost probably double that.
Yeah. So the idea is that they obviously know who their market is.
Yeah.
They make headphones for a lot of people.
These are actually like so I'm a DJ and stuff. These are DJ headphones.
Correct.
They go quite loud, nice and bassy kind of thing. So they're not necessarily gamer headphones.
Yeah, but there are also audiophiles who are gamers as well. Like they want to have like something gaming specific that they can hear audio in.
No,
and
for sure.
On top of that, like gaming audio, the audio business for gaming has become such a thing. So much so that sure, the audio company are making gaming microphones as well.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
The one that I'm using now, and I think every other streamer is using them right now. Every major podcaster is using them. The MV7.
Yeah.
The MV7 for me, which I recently switched to as well, from the HyperX. Both great products.
Yeah.
Funny enough, because it's XLR. And you as
yeah.
a musician know that XLR is obviously like superior audio quality.
Yeah.
So much so that HyperX, the gaming brand, is now making XLR microphones as well.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
you get RGB and XLR.
There you
No,
go.
like because I'm an audio guy, so
Yeah.
I have my gaming mic is a Rode NT1A,
There you go.
and I have a really nice
Super high
interface.
quality.
I have like a universal audio interface, so whenever I play Valorant or League, or,
Absolute crisp audio.
people are like,
sound amazing.
they're like, oh my god,
you don't sound like
I'm
a
like,
child
yeah.
in a COD lobby.
Exactly. I sound like, even when I go on Zoom calls for like business stuff, they're like, wow, your mic sounds amazing. I'm like, thank you very much.
it's like
It is being held together by tape, though, to be honest.
But
'cause
that's just a testament to Rode, though.
that is true, yeah. No, I mean, the microphone is fine, but you know the casing that it comes in, it's like the spider mount,
Yeah.
the shock mount,
Yeah.
that's broken, so I have to tape that together. But apart from that, it works perfectly.
Yeah, but I'm glad that we're now in the stage where gamers are just not like RGB everything.
Yeah.
They're actually looking at actual great audio products to like listen to, and like some microphones that they can use as well. So that's nice.
Just going back to SteelSeries as well, I got to be honest, I did get a little bit pulled into SteelSeries from some advertising. I think it was I want to say Tens, who is a Valorant player, one of the best in the world. He had brought out a SteelSeries mouse.
Yes.
And he sold like millions of these.
Yep.
Anyway, I really want it. And just SteelSeries in general, I went and looked in one of the malls a couple of weeks ago, and it was like 800 dirhams or something. And I was like to my wife, I was like, I gotta get this mouse, like Christmas. I mean, it's just a mouse, but it looks so cool. And the one I'm using right now
the one that he's using, it's the esports. It's a Sensei mouse, actually. It's like they've built these they get esports players to consult them on the design. So much so that when you grip the thing, it actually flows with the natural movement of an FPS player.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't use this mouse for anything
They help
else.
them with the weight, the balancing,
absolutely,
the speed, everything, don't they?
Yeah, and they're surprisingly light. So now if you're gonna,
they're like a feather.
Yeah, you're gonna start seeing more of these mice actually in the market, because a lot of people are playing Valorant right now.
Yeah.
And like other shooters as well. Like Call of Duty is coming up as well. So more and more gaming mice are now catering towards that direction. Ultimately, for me, because I play a lot of games, I'd rather have a mouse with like multiple functionalities, and that's
like a Logitech.
There you go.
I also like those, by the way.
Yeah, like
no, but they're pretty well-rounded.
Logitech are well-rounded mouse. Like Razer. See, the thing is, like, again, it depends on. For me, like, all the brands work for a very specific purpose, you know?
Yeah, Shroud actually teamed up with them because he plays a lot of games.
So now we are spoiled for choice for all the products we have. We have Razer, Logitech, ASUS have started making hardware as well. Like, the recent mice, which I reviewed as well, the ASUS Tough mouse, that mouse, so I started, actually, I was streaming the other day, and I was playing Overwatch, and obviously, I was told, hey, talk about this new mouse. So I played it. My aim actually, and this is not like me selling the mouse, my aim genuinely went up 50%.
Yeah.
And I was blown away, and I'm like, guys, I am not promoting this product in any way. I am not paid for sponsorship. I am not sponsored in any way. I don't know what happened. Only the fact was the mouse was so light, because I play with a heavy mouse because of my hands, and I'm used to, like, you know, pretty much stressing the mouse out. This one really blew my mind. So, and I'm like, wow, okay, clearly lightweight mouse are like the idea of me using, I think I'm using a crutch and handicapping myself by using heavier mice as well.
You don't even realize sometimes, do you?
Yeah, no, not even.
I have the weighted one, Logitech. So you put in the weights. You can distribute the weights.
Yeah.
But maybe I should just take them out and see if it's like any easier.
Like, if you know how much, so the thing is, we put sensitivity.
Yeah.
We increase our sensitivity and we weight the mouse.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely think we're handicapping ourselves.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't know if mice can solve bad ping.
No, of course not. There's like the frame rates and everything. No.
But ultimately, I do think that, you know, a lot of young players are going to get into this. They're much more smarter. People are watching stuff. They're more educated. So it's a very exciting time to be a gamer, to be fair.
Agreed.
I love it. Kevin, you've been absolutely wonderful today.
Thank you for having me again.
I have learned so much.
Yes.
And definitely cannot wait to have you back on the podcast again sometime soon, yeah?
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
I've got your new releases today.
Ooh.
This week is interesting. We have PGA Tour 2K23.
Oh, yes. I love playing those games back in the day.
Yeah, golf game. Tiger Woods graces the cover. He's come back.
He's back, is he?
He's back, yeah.
Wow.
So really excited to play that. A simulator game, PC Building Simulator, has a sequel.
No way.
Yeah.
That is. Did you play that game, James?
No, I didn't actually, unfortunately.
No, I thought that would be the
so
game you would
close.
love to play.
Yeah, I will play this one though.
Yeah?
Really build some computers.
I'll play with you.
And one I've talked about previously, Scorn, comes out this week.
Oh, the really weird, creepy one that you really like the art style.
Yeah. That's going to be great.
It does. Is it a horror or just a thriller?
I think it's a horror themed kind of creepy alien.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'll do is I'll watch you play it, but I probably will be too scared to play it by myself.
Yeah, maybe we'll do some content on it.
Because if I watch you, then I can just can just hide.
Yeah, you can hide behind the couch.
Yeah, because I am terrible with horror games, horror movies, anything. Ugh.
Yeah, we know. I've got a fourth one. I don't know if you remember this game. It's called No More Heroes. I think it was a Nintendo.
Really? No, I don't think so.
I might be wrong. But there's a third one.
Third one?
Yeah, there's a third one out this week. So look out for that. Looks exciting.
What kind of game is it?
I think it's an action game.
Okay.
But I just have a memory of it because it was a big game maybe a decade ago.
Yeah.
Maybe less than that.
All right. Well, I think in all of between those four, I want to play the golf game.
Yeah. Me too.
I know that sounds really boring and like I'm becoming an old man.
No worries. That's what happens.
I love playing those golf games when it was who did it before?
EA Sports.
EA Sports did it before, and I loved it.
Yeah, I'll see you on the green.
Awesome. Yeah. Get in the hole. Yeah. Anyway, James, thank you for your new gaming releases.
All good. Thank you.
I have got your gaming news. Great. Are you ready for this? Just to kick things off, right? I love this one.
Yeah.
Messi, Neymar, and others will be introduced as Modern Warfare 2 operators.
Wow.
So essentially, you can play as Messi, Neymar, Pogba, and there's a couple of other names as operators. This hasn't been confirmed by Activision, right? But apparently, like a hacker kind of went into the code and found that they had entered in all these things. I don't know exactly how they did.
And they found the football players' likenesses in there.
Yeah, exactly. No, they found a list of names that were going to be of the operators that were going to be added.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But people are thinking, all right, well, World Cup is coming, right? So they're probably going to integrate that with the World Cup and the release of Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone around the same time as well.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool, though. It looks like it's probably going to happen. Head over to our socials, Daily Gamer Official on our Instagram. You can see my amazing Photoshop skills.
Oh, yeah. I was impressed.
Thanks, James. Coming from a graphic designer, that means a lot. Okay, and just quickly, I've got some PS Plus Extra and Premium games that are going to be added from October. It's in October, so it's, currently you can go and play these games. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. You've also got Dragon Quest, the different various Dragon Quest games. There's quite a lot of them. There's The Medium. And then in PS Plus Premium, there's Castlevania Lords of Shadow, Limbo, Ultra Street Fighter 4, and Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 Remastered.
There you go. Plenty to sink your teeth into.
That is a lot of games to have a go at. And I just found the coolest news ever. You know where people love modding like Oblivion and Skyrim and stuff like that?
Yeah.
A guy managed to mod Oblivion, which is a great game, by the way, if you haven't played it. So he, inside the game, can order Domino's pizza in real life. So he's created a character, right? That if you go to and you talk to, there's a list of menu items, you click what you want, and then you basically press order, and somehow it is sending that order to actual Domino's, and it delivers to his address. He did say be careful, though, because if you don't code it properly, then
you might order too many pizzas.
No, you might just get the wrong address. He was saying you have to actually code the address, so it probably needs to be people who can actually code properly to actually do this. But how cool is that?
That's great.
He's made an NPC character that you can order Domino's pizza
from. So you don't have to even get up out of, or even stop playing a computer game.
Exactly. Anyway, that is your gaming news of the week, James.
Thanks. I've got your tech news.
Ooh.
I'll talk about one thing. I mean, it's a huge thing.
I got one thing and one thing only.
One thing and one thing only. Our good friend Mark Zuckerberg.
Ooh.
You know what he's just released?
Let me guess. New cat toys. He's branching out.
Oh, you're very close.
Okay.
It is the MetaQuest Pro headset.
Oh, VR thing.
Yeah, well, mixed reality they're calling it now.
Mixed reality. Oh, interesting. Futuristic.
Yeah, so that includes VR, AR, eye tracking, face tracking.
Okay.
The avatars look really smart now as well.
Yeah. Okay.
You can even they're going to implement this soon, but they're going to enable you to scan your face with your phone and then produce your own avatar from that technology.
Ah, okay, that's cool. Because sometimes I find it really difficult trying to make your own face from those things.
Yeah, you never get it right. It doesn't
You're
look
like,
you,
does my nose look like that? I don't know what my nose looks like.
Yeah. And you can even use Microsoft Office. So imagine that, Microsoft Word in VR.
Whilst you're inside VR?
Yeah, well,
okay, cool.
More so in the metaverse, so you can network with people, use Teams.
Hey guys, check out my my Microsoft Excel that I
my
made.
spreadsheet. Yeah, then everyone can see it in
And
virtual
he just
reality.
sat there in VR. It's going to be the geekiest future, isn't it?
It will
but
be.
I'm quite excited for it.
Yeah, but to tie it back to gaming, they're teaming up with Microsoft, obviously with Word and Teams, but you'll be able to do some Xbox game streaming as well.
Oh, okay.
Through the headset. So
You'll be able to stream through the headset.
from your Xbox.
Okay, that's interesting. Like what the game you're playing, you can stream.
Yeah, so you can
Yeah.
play it in as big as you want in VR.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your tech news, James.
Thank you very much.
I have got your top 5 games. I do this every week. And this week, top 5 games that you play as an animal.
Okay.
All right. I really like this one. Number 5, James, I'm pretty sure you told me about this game. It's called Skatebird.
Yeah.
So you're basically, it's like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, right?
Yeah.
But you're a bird.
You're a bird.
So you're skateboarding around as a bird. And you're actually the size of a bird.
With a little bird-side skateboard.
Bird-side skateboard. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Number 4, bit random one, Goat Simulator.
Classic.
It's exactly what you think.
Yeah.
You are literally a goat doing goat things.
Licking things, eating things.
Eating random socks, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever goats do.
Yeah.
So that one looks quite cool. Number 3, this one, James, you'll really like it. It looks really nice and arty. It's called Away, the Survival Series. Okay. Players take on the role of a sugar glider in this third-person adventure game. It's really cool. You have to sneak past predators, hunt down prey, and glide among the trees as they travel further into the wild to save the sugar glider's family.
Oh, wow.
And to top it all off, James, this guy called Mike Raznick, I don't know if I can say that name properly, but he actually won awards for working on the BBC's Life and Planet Earth 2.
Wow.
So the music in this is absolutely sensational.
Yeah, that sold it for me.
So yeah, Away, the survival series in at number 3.
Cool.
Number 2, I've got going a bit random again. Untitled Goose Game.
Yes.
It is fantastic. Bit of a classic one already, this one. Essentially, you're a goose who runs around and causes havoc.
Yeah, and annoys people, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. You can go and annoy the other NPCs, the local town, and you can steal people's keys, and you can... there was one guy, he's like a farmer. He turns the hose on, you get him all wet and stuff like that. So
it's more grumpy.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty cute, and it's pretty fun, and I quite like the art style. It's quite simple and nice.
Yeah.
And number 1, fantastic game of this year, Stray.
Oh, yeah.
You play as a cute little cat.
Little cat.
You
stray
run
cat.
around. Lovely music. It's in like a cyberpunky world.
Yeah, meet your own robot friends, and of
It is
course
cool.
I modded the cat to look like my own cat.
It did look really cute. You did send me a photo of that.
Yeah.
Oh, can you not do that in the game normally, or you can?
No.
Oh, you actually downloaded a mod for that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you could see that
So
normally.
you can change the main cat you play as any type of cat you want. So my cat's a black cat, so maybe a black cat.
It's pretty easy to make your cat. It's just a black cat.
Yeah, quite
Oh, dear.
quite common.
Anyway, that is your top 5 games that you get to play as an animal.
Nice.
And that is it for the Daily Gamer Podcast number 6.
Yeah, woo! Catch us on Instagram and YouTube, Daily Gamer Official, and our website, daily-gamer.net.
Yes, easy as that. Head on over and we'll be back for the Daily Gamer Podcast number 7. Same time next week. And we have a very special guest. I don't want to say, but
it's a big one.
It's a big one next week. We're very, very excited for this. So, make sure you catch us next week.
Boom.